Non-fungible idiots, don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just holding to zero. It's our everything. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make $1, won't sell a thing. We're the zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, we're the kings of the sea. The non-fungible idiots, we live in the dream. We're all on the zeros, our way to be. In the world of NFTs, we're wild and free.
Yo, welcome to the Non-Fungible Idiots Live, the afternoon show. Do we have other names for it? Probably got a few.
The show, sponsored today by Magic Eden, OSF and Wrecked Drinks, and
Joe?
no, there was
No,
somebody
Joe's-
else I thought we had.
Zin.
And
Our
Zin,
sponsor, Zin.
what flavor are you packing?
I'm packing some spearmints right now. I might double it up. I might deuce it in my mouth. Little dual Zin action
Oh
here.
man, good on you.
Yeah, that's what's up. Anyway, welcome to the greatest Web3 show in existence. Only in the afternoon. There's another one that's pretty great, but it's pretty fucking great here. It's pretty fucking great. Guys, no Joe today. We missed that guy. Actually, Joe's in the audience watching. Joe got the first today. GG's, Joe.
Oh, Joe, we
GG's,
miss
Joe.
you, bro.
Love you, man.
Wish you were here. Wish you were here. That'd be a
Yeah.
good song.
The screen's a little extra comfy.
It
Yeah,
feels a little roomier. Yeah, no, it does. I don't feel like I gotta like elbow my way in. I don't feel like I gotta elbow into the couch.
Feels
There's
so
no.
good.
Yeah, we're gonna see how this goes today, and maybe make some semi-permanent changes.
Some big boy decisions coming up. No,
How's
Joe,
your
hope you're good, man. Hope the fam is good. I know you look good. I don't have to hope that. I know you look good, man, but
Yeah, I think if I remember right, Joe has a sick small person in his family. I think that's what we call them, as small people, and we miss him and wish he was here for this. I mean, is it fair to say it's not the biggest show we've ever done? But I mean, today we had. I feel like anytime Bitcoin hits an all-time high, it's massive, right?
it's a big day.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn big day. You know, like truthfully, yeah, big day for Bitcoin, and yes, all-time high. And then, dude, I woke up to chaos this morning. Chaos, like just fucking chaos in the morning. By the way, let me do this proper because of course I forgot.
What type of chaos?
Crazy chaos in the AI meme coin kind of world. But guys, smash the like.
Oh,
Make sure you are subscribed here to SlamX Official on YouTube. It's SlamXIO on X. Actually, really, go to CryptoSlam.io. That's where the good shit is. It's a lot of good shit, but that's the one. But like it, share it, drop comments. We'd love to hear from you. Awful like good morning, Edge GM, sir. But yes, did not wake up to Bitcoin all-time high. In fact, woke up to kind of FUD that was a little scary. Because Bitcoin was looking about how it's been looking, the past week or so. And we go check our meme coin bags. I don't think anybody's meme coin bags are looking so hot right now. Maybe right this moment, actually looking a lot better. But this morning, nah. But a lot of FUD in the AI 16Z ecosystem, in the Eliza, that AI agent world. Everything around Shaw kind of came, I don't want to say crashing down this morning, but it felt bad. The AI 16Z token had dropped from, damn near a 500 mil market cap down to low 300s. Because of some FUD. So curious right off the bat if you heard what was happening there, and of course I'll fill in if not.
okay. I would love the full story because I did see there was something happening, and I saw Shaw not apologizing, but more like just kind of reflecting a bit and like taking a timeout, then coming back and addressing it. But the thing is, I didn't really understand the core of the FUD.
Yeah, and it was complicated. Actually, it was really complicated because
Okay.
he tweets a lot, and because it's chaos already in the agent like world, right? And extra complicated because the FUD was about 2 agents and 2 tokens with the exact same name. So it's the Eliza token is where the FUD came from. There's a token that was out, I want to say roughly a week ago, maybe a little less, but Eliza. I bought some of that a few days ago.
You talked about it on the show.
Yeah. Yep. Great token. He's talked about it. He's talking about how big it's going to get. And then all of a sudden, it's like this morning, a brand new Eliza token comes up and Shaw's tweeting about it. And he's saying, yeah, this one's ours. We helped launch this one. Maybe not him directly, but he partnered with, or they partnered with another dev team to launch the official Eliza token, which nuked the original one, just killed it. And then there's accusations of insider trading because there were people in the AI16Z kind of team that had bought the other one, had dumped it. And then kind of they're all little separate pieces that all fit together. People on the inside of that crew also were buying the new one like way before anybody knew about it. So shenanigans, like maybe to say the least.
Okay. And okay, so that was where the FUD initiated. And what was the response to it?
Everything nuked. I'll pull up actually, it's probably good to pull up the charts. I'll pull them up. OG. Yeah, here's some numbers, I guess. OG Eliza goes from, I want to say it was at like a 50 mil or so market cap, dumps back down to like 16, maybe 15 mil, like absolutely wrecked. New one comes out and's cooking. So like no problems on that side. I think it's this one here. Let me see. And you see it right in the chart. I mean, here's the moment where it happens. Token having a great few days here. FUD, and then boom, down to, I mean, it dropped all the way down to, it looks like 9 mil or so. Didn't stay there, right? But yeah. What you see here is part of the PvP that started happening. I think you had, was it Justin's son, guys? You got to correct me if I'm wrong here, but Justin's son kind of on the side of the community who was in this old token. People felt like Shaw and gang nuked their token. There's so much more to it, dude. Yeah, let me add this. Shaw previously, like as recently as like 10 days ago, had tweeted out telling me this was a full-on, like just its own individual post saying somebody should make this thing. I'm not going to do a token, or we're not going to do a token. Somebody should launch this thing. We'll support you. Somebody should launch a token. Somebody should launch the Eliza agent. And then it happened. He encouraged somebody to do it.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's where it gets shitty. That's an important detail.
Yeah. So then what's his response to it? Because I saw he had tweeted, now understanding the context, I can't remember exactly what he said, but I saw he had tweeted and was kind of like, was he pissed at first? Then he came back and he was like, cool with shit.
Yeah. It's kind of why it's so weird, because he came back and he's talking like, he's talking like there were plans for a long time to launch this thing, like in a more official capacity. And he was talking, like you said, like he was hurt because he put so much work into the thing and that somebody came out and did it in front of him. At the same time, he's saying, hey, it's open source, anybody's allowed to do it or whatever. But he's like, it's like our baby. We worked so hard at it. Here's the tweet from the 10th. Somebody wants to launch Eliza the agent and CTO it. I'd allow it. We're not going to do a coin. Maybe somebody wants to. That's his tweet from before all this happened.
Could he possibly? Okay. So he says, like, if you want to launch an agent, it's fine. We're not going to do a coin, and then he does a coin.
Yeah,
and says, well, but we've been working on it. Like, we've been working on it the whole time. It's our baby.
Yep. It's basically exactly that. It's confusing. So it's like, I kind of wonder if. I don't think he's lying. I wonder if this happened and then he regretted that he let anybody do it. But he has to, because everything they're doing really is open source. He has to be kind of true to what they are. We're doing this for you guys to copy, do whatever. And then I think at some point he's like, fuck, but I really did want to do this one, because this one was going to be like a cornerstone of our ecosystem. Like it's their agent. Yeah,
it makes me want, I really wonder, like, what was going through their mind when they decided, like, yeah, guys, I know we said that. I know there's a token. It's already, doing well. Let's compete with it. Like that actually seems like some real rookie stuff.
Yeah. And I think that's probably what it is. Like, I don't think bad intentions. I don't think he's a ruggy dude. I don't think he's a bad dude. I think it's just like didn't think through it well enough and then made a few mistakes along the way. And now it's just learning a hard lesson, especially when you're building in public and how, man, do people get fired up when it's their money, when it's their bags, on the line, and he's probably getting his first taste of that. And
Yeah.
and I think still ultimately, I don't think bad intentions anywhere. He doesn't strike me as that dude.
So I saw like, is it Naval or Naval?
No, I called it Naval, and now I'm calling it Naval after hearing maybe him talk about it.
Okay. So Naval had kind of gone down a bit, but then it
yeah.
recovered a little bit. Like, I think from all-time high, it was maybe hovering 7-8 million, and then I think it got down to 5 or 6 mil.
Dude, it got to like 17, 18, 19 mil.
Yeah, okay.
It got up there. Yeah. Down a lot, and it's really since that Thread Guy stream with them talking like the Naval dude doesn't love crypto or doesn't love the pumpy shit. Everything's down. So like
Just need some time.
It's like I mentioned this morning. To me, it's exactly like the Shalom token. Like, I'll pull that up. Like where it did a thing and then nothing, just dead. And I'm like, I got it wrong. I saw a thing, but it must not matter. And I'm doing the same thing here now with this. I'm like, maybe it's not what I thought. And I'm like, no. You learned this lesson last time. You sold that Shalom token, the nothing token before. And then you missed out on probably a 20, 25x at this point.
Wait, is Shalom, that is the nothing token?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
I've increased my bags on there over the past few days.
It's a good one. I mean, there's a lot of the right people talking about that one. A lot. So similar situation. I think a really great token for a whole bunch of reasons, and definitely I'm not selling it. I guess ultimately my take is I would rather feel bad. I would feel worse if it 10, 20, whatever X's, and I'm not in it, than I would feel if it goes to 0. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. No, I've thought of that same thing. I've gone kind of hard into it, at least for me. Like normally I'm into something, 0.1 to 3 SOL, maybe 5 SOL. I went harder into it. So to me, I'm like, when you go into it, you just kiss it all goodbye, period.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, I can either ride this down to nothing, or I've played this game. We've played this game. There's a chance that it does really well when, even if it's 3 weeks from now, a new narrative spins up from something else that he does that ties back to it. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, cool, it's back. And then it's back even harder.
Shit, you know what? Shaw's going on Thread Guy like right now, just to catch up on what happened. So we'll actually tune into that and listen a bit, because that's it's
awesome.
It's better to hear from the man himself.
I've never seen him.
He's so cool.
Yeah, I'd love to hear him.
You know what he is? Like there's some nerdy guys and they're hard to listen to. Like he had a guy on from Project 89, uber nerd in the best way, right? Hard to listen to because it's so nerdy where it's hard to connect with. Shaw's that different kind of nerd, like very technical, very smart, very relatable though. Like even if you're not a techie person, you can listen to him talk because he's just like a dude.
Yeah, you're that kind of nerd.
I can definitely edge over on the other side. Get a little much, but yeah, there's always a middle ground. That guy's perfect middle ground.
When's he going on? At 5?
Like Thread Guy's live right now. I think this was kind of last minute, so I think he'll be on like any moment. I'm double checking to make sure what I'm looking at is live. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, it's live. I mean, I think he'll just be on any moment here. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll definitely be tuning in there. I reached out to Shaw. I told you this. I told everybody, but for the most part. But I reached out to Shaw. Asked him. I've been reaching out over the past few days. Asked if he'd come on, and hadn't gotten a reply because, of course, he's fucking busy. But he replied today. He said yes, which is cool as shit. So
awesome.
We're just getting that scheduled. We'll have him on Chain Reactor, which I cannot wait. And I told him too. I'm like, I obviously want to talk AI and swarms and agents and all that, but I'm like, I'm really interested in getting into the UBI conversation, because he was saying it on Thread Guy. These agents and just the DAOs and all the tokens surrounding it, it's part of this, it's part of that like conversation. It's part of that solution, like people making money. It's a way to take money from like investors and other people, and just, it's tokenizing energy, which is weird. It's just tokenizing, vibes, but also like finding a way to distribute it where people can eat. Of course, like then you got to imagine that relies on number go up. And this is why he needs to explain it. I really need him to like to lay out like what does it actually look like? How do you make it sustainable? Because like, look, when I look at all these other funds and agents and tokens that are launching, and they give 5% of their supply to the AI16Z DAO, I'm like, oh, well, I get it. I get how that's how you can keep it growing and feeding it. But when does it end? And what do you have to do and change and pivot to keep feeding it, where it can keep paying people? And I don't know. That's where it loses me. That's where I'm like, okay, I don't know. I get for a while hype can maintain these things, but it's got to stop at some point. But also, I don't know. AI automates so much and will change so much. As long as we can figure out, with AI figure out how to keep that thing fed, money coming in. I mean, you got to imagine these things trading. It will always find opportunities to trade and make money even outside of crypto. So
okay,
it's interesting.
Fair. I was gonna say, because like you always need you need a product, right? In the end, you need whether that product is content or trading or some physical goods. Like otherwise, it is. I don't want to just say it's a Ponzi; it's a bubble, right?
Yeah.
Without that type of like solid product. And maybe that product is just trading. I don't get how UBI ties into it, because UBI is really government backed. And they have the infinite printing machine, so it feels a little bit different. But yeah, I'd be curious to hear how it ties in.
Yep. And I wonder too if this is kind of newer product. The product actually is attention, and we found a way to monetize attention. So product is attention. As long as you can keep getting attention by any means. Again, even outside of crypto, anything that can bring in money. I'm like, okay, there might be something there. Got to follow that thought and see how you can really do that. But something there. And then as far as UBI, and yeah, I wonder if it's a way to say we do it ourselves. We can keep people fed through this. Again, I don't think anybody's ever cracked that code, but leave it up to guys like that and leave it up to AI to maybe crack that code and figure it out.
Hey, random question, but how come we don't Twitch stream?
So I've done it here and there, and it doesn't get a lot of views, but also it's very different now. Like I did this, a year ago, you know what I mean? And so no good reason other than just haven't gone back and set it back up. And the same goes for like Kick and Rumble and all that stuff. It should be streaming everywhere. So
like, is he streaming directly from, first off, what is he doing?
Let me peek.
I don't know. He just keeps clapping. He's all neurotic.
Oh, he's a tweaker. He's a goofball. But yeah, we should be streaming on all the platforms. He's streaming, I think, just on Twitch now. I wonder if there's something there, if he's trying to focus on one account and growing it. And maybe that's where the streamers he's trying to compete with, like, Aiden Ross and, those kind of guys, that's where their home is, and he's trying to break into that bubble, which is what I think he's doing.
I mean, it seems like I don't know. I like the way it's set up. You got the chat on the side, and I like it.
It's definitely like it's a streamer-friendly platform, because that's their thing. That's their only thing. So, yeah, no, I dig Twitch, too. Yeah, we'll get set up over there. But yeah, this will be interesting. I can't wait to see Shaw pop on there. While we're waiting, couple cool things happening out there, like big stories. We have an announcement from Coinbase that Magic Eden, the ME token, going to be listed on Coinbase like right out of the gate, and even before it's live, pre-market trading, which is huge. It's only the second token. Is it the second? Yeah, it's only the second pre-launch market token to be listed there.
What was the first, I feel like it was something like within the last couple of years.
It was within months even. It was maybe over the summer, and I'm trying to remember if it was something
Portal, was it?
It might have been. That was what I was thinking of right off the bat. I think it was something like that.
I feel like there was something majorly hyped.
Yeah, I think it was that. But that's really cool. I think that speaks to how big the ME thing is going to be. It's going to be really big, like really fucking big. I still don't want to sell. Man, people are doing valuations of it still with the little info we have. But look, man, I'm not going to be shocked if we get a 15K airdrop, like $15,000. And I think that's maybe low end. I wouldn't be shocked if it ends up being like 20, 30, 40,000 bucks. And I think you got a lot of diamonds. You maybe a lot higher for you. I think this is going to be something maybe doesn't rival SOS, but maybe half of that. And that was a big old airdrop.
I'm trying to get some info from my guy at Magic Eden. We were chatting last night. I don't want to be too aggressive with it. He was just asking, like, do you have a lot of diamonds? And where we left off in the conversation is I said how many diamonds I thought I had. And I was waiting for a response of like, oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Good. So I'm yeah. Is he on?
He's on. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
I've seen it. Okay. Then I've seen him. Sorry.
Let's cut in there real quick just to hear where they're going here. But yeah, this is Shaw. Let's check it out.
Kind of way. And I've never had, never really been a trader or anything. I think that trading and deving crypto is very different culture.
For sure.
I know a lot, and yeah, obviously like, I'm learning the hard way, a lot of stuff.
Okay. So
and I think the people, yeah. So
I
well, the people. Go Go for it.
All right, cool. I just want to preface by saying I'm not a guy. I just want to yap. I just want to talk about it. We've had some sick conversations. I just want to talk, kind of figure out what. I guess we just start with like the basic.
Yeah. Okay, so the main thing I think people are mad about is that I said it's cool if you like CTO a token. And I totally get that, because like what happened was I was like, well, we just cannot do another token, right? Obviously, like we have AI16Z, my DAO, people want me focused. They want me building the autonomous investor stuff, all the stuff we've been talking about.
And just for context, is Degen AI also yours or just AI16Z?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Degen AI is the first project we started.
Okay.
And so I started with Skelly, who's like he's a cool guy. And he basically runs Degen AI now, like inside of our DAO, right? We're all connected. AI16Z is like the biggest holder. It's all it's all happening. And he needs he's got like a full dev team just cooking on that one, just on him. So I said like, hey, like it would be cool to like CTO this. This team comes to me and says, hey, we've actually been cooking on this thing called Miss Eliza, and they showed me this website that they made and like all the stuff. So I was like, this is pretty high effort. Like these are good devs. And I started basically working with them to make this launch.
And how long ago was this?
This was like, I keep saying 2 weeks, but I think it was like 10, 11. Like I posted that like 10 days ago. That was like when they reached out.
And who was the team? Like, did you know them prior?
Yeah, I mean, there are a few devs who are backed by Rise, who's like we're doing the AI Combinator thing with.
Okay.
And there's been some like hate also for like, oh, it's some VC backed bullshit, and like
Thread
I think that's kind of fair. Like
noting.
I think Rise is Matt's a really interesting, cool guy. He's got great ideas, and I've kind of approached him on that. And I haven't really like thought about the bigger ramifications of like working with this guy or that guy, and like kind of working with people in the trenches versus working with people with capital. But it seemed like cool. Here's like a well capitalized, well funded, good dev team. Built. They already have like a great like a website and a whole thing, and they're cooking. They just like reached out to our the guys who are making our videos and like engaged him to make videos, just like totally on their own.
And certainly this isn't the first team that's reached out to you, right? Like I'm sure you've had hundreds of teams reach out with, oh, we have this project. We want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've launched a bunch of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Beth AI, Shaw AI, a lot of the I helped the Naval team launch. We've tried to just like anybody who's using our tech and contributing back and giving to the DAO, we're like, fuck yeah, guys, let's go. And I didn't mean to, I don't want to FUD the other project. The other Eliza, like they're totally legit. They're fine people. They're community. They love what we built. Like everyone's kind of incentivized for money and just pumping their bags. But I think there was also like there's memetics. I like this thing. I want this thing. I think people like her. And so I don't know. But I was in this kind of situation, right? So we're ready to launch, and we're going to launch last Friday. But, we were like, oh, you were at the Tyson fight. I was hoping you were there because we did a fucking sick announcement. But we're like, cool, we're going to launch the alpha chat. Skelly's going to start inviting people in. I kind of gave you the whole autonomous investor thing last time we talked. I was just like, there's just so much going on that we felt like this was going to be lost in the noise. And also I'm like having to, actively build and dev and help make sure that stuff goes well and that we're coordinated. And then I've got this other team like, hey guys, are we shooting this today? And I'm just like, and honestly, like this is really where I fucked up, right? Which is I told them like, no, we can't shoot this today. We just can't. I just have too many things, and I'd be sacrificing my responsibilities to AI16Z to launch this. So to be clear, like Eliza is not our token. I didn't deploy it, and we didn't have a lot of control over that. But we did try to support it and like spam by it when it was posted in our discussion and all that stuff.
So you're saying your involvement with Eliza is the new Eliza is equivalent to any other coin that's been launched, or like Naval, like a bunch of these other coins, like Beth Bezos.
It should be, but it's not for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
One is that like this is a project that I was thinking about, writing about, and cooking about. I wrote like a blog post that I've posted a couple of times from last year. This is like something that's really personal to me, like the character, the idea that she's free, that she's a real girl, that she becomes her own person, like that there's this crazy like kind of schizo like dev team that's like, no, we're gonna put her in a fucking body and actually has the skills to do it. Like I think that's such an interesting narrative, and I really wanted her to not have AI16Z on her shirt and to be our mascot. Like that's cool, and she'll keep doing that, but I wanted her to be more than that, like I don't know if you've heard of Hatsune Miku, but she's this like character. You should check her out. She's cool. So Sony made this like audio engine called Vocaloid for making voices, and they put this character on it called Hatsune Miku, and basically the fan audience just took her and created a whole world around her. Characters, friends, story, anime, like live shows, everything. But the problem is that she's owned by Sony. And so in Japan, licensing wise, and we can get back to the shit people care about. But let's just go on this tangent.
Keep going. Okay.
So in Japan, they have extremely liberal IP laws. And so anyone who makes fan art can pretty much get away with anything without being sued. And I think that's really cool. And that's why like you see so much fan art and fandom. Whereas in America, like if I post anything with a Star Wars character, I'm getting a fucking lawsuit immediately. And I just really wanted to try to break open this world and say like, she's AI generated. And in America, AI generated content is not copyrightable. So she cannot be owned by anybody. She's not AI 16Z. She doesn't have any risk of, you know, like kind of platform risk or any kind of copyright infringement or anything. And anybody can use her in their stories forever. And also, like, what I really want to do is try and push this narrative that, like, right now everyone's just, you know, people are making thread gay. They're making like this shit to make fun of people or to like be cheeky and or like, you know, taking an existing personality. And I think that's cool, but I really want to see the next thing, right? Like, I really want to see people making real, like their own. Like, there's so many creative people who have characters who have their own stories to tell, and I really want to like usher in that sort of thing. But also, like, I don't have any control over this. I'm just a dude who made some code. This is a much bigger than me now. I have literally no control over anything. If anything, yesterday proved. And this is like a really personal project to me. So the first mistake I made was like not just launching with the dev team when they wanted to, and then they were kind of pressuring me and being like, "Come on, dude, like, can you please promote this? Like, now there's this other coin, and like you kind of fucked us." And then like when it comes out, like, look, we had to launch it. There's so much invested, and we had no idea. They didn't communicate that this other coin was going to come out. It just like appeared, and we're like, oh fuck, like, man. Fuck.
So the coin you were going to endorse with the team that was working
is boring.
on launched it.
Yeah.
Without your help.
By the way, like Thread guy's on amphetamines, like for sure.
You think?
Right? He's tweaking out. I mean, he's maybe not. I'm just shit talking a little bit, but like he's very like hands and fucking rubbing his legs and yeah. He seems like at the very beginning of his stream, like when we were going before he had Shaw on, he just looks like a tweaker.
You don't think that's just being like anxious?
It could be. Yeah, it could be. It could be. It also. I
like
is
the other version better.
Tweaker culture.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're just like,
yeah.
Oh man, yeah, tell me no, keep going. I'm gonna rub myself a little bit.
Yeah.
That seemed like a whole lot of like word salad to me. Didn't really feel like I didn't really get anything more out of that than maybe what you said at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, it was mostly the tweet. I'm listening still, guys, in case he goes somewhere like super interesting, and I'm happy to keep it going if you guys want to hear it. Hang on.
Who is this Logan character? How is he involved? And then we could talk.
Okay, he's talking about now the guy who sniped tokens. This is interesting.
Yeah. So Logan is one of our dev team members who like just showed up off the street. I'd actually known him from my previous project. He was like a holder in that, and he just came in and was like, I was gonna do like my own framework, and I saw what you're doing, and this is sick, and I love your vision, and this has traction, so let's go. And he's like become kind of our lead dev. So like I have, you know, I'll sit down and stream and code, but who's actually like organizing the dev team and like making sure that this is turning into like a real like open source project with you know some hierarchy and process and stuff. That's really him. I think he trades too, and this was like, you know, we have like none of us really have met each other yet. We're just kind of like, you know, like coordinating as much as we can. But there's also just like a fuck yeah, if this is gonna come out, I want to get some. Like I want some of the token too. But we obviously like. Yeah, so let's talk about how that went down. Yeah. The dev team launches the token, says, okay, sends the contract address. I take the contract address and we start smashing the button. I could not get in on the pump fund, obviously. But he did. And he had his shit on ultra, like, you know, what do you call it? You know, like super high slippage, ultra priority, all that stuff. And he smashed 10 sol into it early. And that obviously turned into a very big number.
That's crazy.
And our hope was like, okay, we're gonna launch this on Pump Fun. It's gonna be messy, but we're gonna like all try and smash it and get a team allocation that's like reasonable so that we can do what we got to do, which is like get some to the DAO, give some to the team that's building it, and then, or ideally they just got it from buying it as well, and then do this airdrop onto the other holders of the AI16Z ELIZA project that had just launched. Because so what happened is they launched and we're just like, fuck, like that really fucks our fucking plan. So I reached out to them, or actually I think Logan set this up, and we reached out and talked to them and Baifu Fun, and like, dude, I like what you guys are doing, we don't want to fuck this up for you, like, you know. And I did later made some mistakes and got a little heated, but it's really not their fault. Like, they're just doing what degens do. They saw an opportunity to do something cool. I said it was fine. I really wish they had reached out to me and we had coordinated it, and I could have been like, oh, this other team, maybe we could like do all this together. Like, there could have been a lot of alignment, but they just did what degens do, and like, and we're kind of in a swarm, and they launched. So we reached out to them. We're like, okay, well, what can we do? I think they wanted us to do a different kind of holder distribution thing. Like, we could mint on some other platform and do a 1-1 thing. And maybe that would have been a good choice. But we sort of chose to like, okay, well, we're just going to drop our token and give you guys 10% to your holders, and we're not going to FUD your token.
And that's 10% to the first token that launched on Waifu with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll check in with the team, but I'm pretty sure the airdrops have started. We really didn't want everyone to just use it to like hate dump on us. So the core DAO members have set up like a streaming thing. So it's just like streaming tokens to everybody.
Okay.
For a while.
So
does that make sense?
Yeah. I guess the double part. Thanks for the explanation. The double part of the Logan.
Yeah. There's a lot more to explain.
Yeah. Cool. We're working through it. Logan got in, fired 10 on Pump Fund and the new ELIZA. But then the biggest question is like, you guys never made so you never made a public statement about the first ELIZA being yours or not being yours, and then Logan, at least from what I'm seeing, was selling like large chunks of the old unofficial ELIZA before the launch of the new ELIZA.
So that let's talk about what happened there.
Yeah.
Logan thought that was our project. He bought that project because he thought it was the one that we'd been working on. He literally bought the wrong project. And this is like essential to a lot of why I was hurt, was that a lot of people showed up in our Discord like, just bought the new AI16Z ELIZA token, so pumped. And we're like, that's not ours. That's not even ours. And I'm like, I'm talking to this dev team and trying to make this happen, and I don't want to kill their token or FUD them. And I promised them they wouldn't. And I did kind of break that promise for like a second. I deleted my post, but I definitely did get really pissed off.
Wait, so, but isn't Logan's the lead developer on new ELIZA?
This makes no sense to me.
So how?
No. Sorry. No. He has nothing to do with the ELIZA project. He's the lead developer on AI16Z.
Okay.
Right?
But the
ELIZA project is some other dudes.
But this old ELIZA was out for like 24 hours. Yeah, and ran to 50 mil.
Yeah.
So, I mean, surely, right, at some point in that process, even if it's not, maybe it migrates and goes to a couple mil first, but it gets to 50 mil and he doesn't know that it's the official ELIZA?
Oh, I still think he wasn't sure until we had that chat with them, and I don't think he knew what he was supposed to do there. I think like we just didn't know, like let's just game this out. Like I would really love your advice. Like, can we just talk about like what can
that part's kind of sus, man.
If you want to go through all this,
it makes no sense.
No, Insider buys 10 soul worth incredibly early and dumps the other one before and shit. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like, and this guy who works for AI16Z obviously works with Shaw, doesn't know that he had bought the wrong token. Like, he doesn't know that was not Shaw's token.
Right.
It makes
no sense.
Yeah, let's talk this out. I don't like this guy.
These contributors, and like they have their own projects with all these random devs, but we also want to promote and sponsor them, but we're also not trying to like dilute our brand, you know, and dilute our token and stuff. Like, what should we have done?
I mean, I think I'm gonna be honest. This Logan thing doesn't make a ton of sense though, because
I like that guy.
I think I'm gonna be honest. This is I think it's recoverable, but this part specifically is the crutch, because it's just hard. Like, if you're listening to this, it's hard to, like, he's not the dev on ELIZA, but he's like essentially the lead dev on AI16Z. It's like, how?
Yeah, because he was in the discussion. He smashed that button before I got to.
So I understand how he could. I understand how he could buy the initial ELIZA on Pump Fund without knowing. That makes sense to me. Like, okay, you know this thing's being worked on. Announcements are foggy. It's a little bit of a mess. I understand how he could buy it, and I understand how we could go to 500K, a mil, fuck it, 5 mil. But I don't see how it can go to a 50 mil and he still doesn't know. And then last second he knows, he's like, fuck it. And even I'll even say this, even if that did happen and OG, not your Eliza, does get to 50 mil, and then you're like, yo, Logan, my brother, this is the wrong coin. We're launching the real coin. In no scenario does he sell those tokens before, and then we launch the new Eliza. Like there's a big gap there. That is a gap.
How do we know? I actually don't even know when he sold, and I didn't even know when he sold until people.
Good on Thread Guy for that. Come on, that's fucking great.
Getting more Sol to buy something. Like he probably was just thinking like a trader and did not think of the bigger consequences of all of this at all. Is like kind of my assumption.
So
he's like a really sweet guy, really more on the AI side than anything. So
I'd be down to talk to him. I think. So people are saying
you want to get him on? I can just.
We could talk to him. People are saying it's on chain. I'm gonna pull up some tweets, but this is what it looks like. This is just like what the story looks like. I'm not Zach. I don't have all the receipts. I could try to pull them. What it looks like, fake Eliza launches, goes to 50 mil. No one explicitly says it's yours, but no one explicitly says it isn't yours. And then you have the real one about to be launched. Nobody knows about it. Logan's one of the biggest holders. He sells all of it, and then we launch the new one, which is okay to buy the new one, but selling the old one without explicitly saying, like, this is what should have happened, is I understand you're in a tough spot, right? It's like you have this coin, people have been using your tech, they've been supporting you. You don't want to like destroy, you don't want to come out and make a statement, destroy their coin. I understand, like as a human, I understand that. But what
they're believers,
look,
you know, they're not.
I understand that. What can't happen though, and I know this isn't you, this isn't your wallet, but it's a very close work associate. He can't sell the token right before you launch a new one. Like that is a massive, and I think honestly, everything else that happened, you saying you're not going to launch a coin, launching a coin, I actually think none of it, I basically think it's all insignificant for the most part, except for this gap right here, which is it's a big gap because it's like that part doesn't add up where it's like, even if he didn't know, you can't sell 6 figures of the token right before launching the new one. Like that's a big gap.
Yeah, it's not cool. I can tell you we didn't like plan that or coordinate that. And I don't think he thought I just must be wanting to get
click. Go ahead.
I feel bad for the guy to a certain degree because like you should have just had all that hashed out at the beginning and come out with what it is. It just seems like you're covering for something that's very clear to anybody with a brain that it's almost inconceivable the way that he's describing it.
Yep. And it's a bummer because he didn't do it. Like Shaw didn't do it, but it's definitely shady.
Yeah.
Because he made a statement about it. Like I'm curious where that's at.
I don't know. I don't know about the selling of the other token. I haven't really considered how we can make that right. Because he wasn't really even aware of it. I think that he just sold all of it so that he'd have Sol to buy the other one. I think he aped in hard to that one and was like, wait, it's not the fucking token? And I'm like, no, dude. I don't know. We should see when he sold. Is it like he sold 8 hours before?
Right before.
Probably literally just didn't even.
It seems like it was within the hour. It seems like it was within the hour.
Okay. So then he probably dumped it to buy the other token so he'd have Sol. And I'm sure if you look at his wallet, he probably, it would make sense if you're a trader and you have like, whatever. But I also think like, I get that that's not, that's not cool, right? Like it doesn't show the kind of PvE mentality we're trying to show, for sure. And so like, I will talk to him and we'll see if we can like how do we make that right? How do we make holders right from here? It's in the past and we can't change the past, but we can definitely fix the future.
So I don't know. I think this is what I think has to happen is I think we need. I want to see these like tweets and these exact receipts, but I don't know. Here's what I'll say: if it happened, if it played out the way that I think it played out, I don't know how he can like move forward. I don't know. Like I don't know what if it happened that way. I don't know what the convincing like fix is from there, which is tough. And I know like it's not your wallet. It's a tough situation. I don't know exactly what happened behind the scenes, but has he made a statement about it since?
I mean, he like had to crash, and I think he's just getting up and dealing with all of this now and going through all the DMs and stuff because he's on the other side of the world. So you know, I mean, I'm definitely gonna talk to him. I think that he was just thinking like, oh shit, I got to get some Sol so I can ape into the new coin, and was like, what can I sell?
But he's only in for like 10 Sol, isn't he? On the new one, you said?
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, like it's a weird thing with the DAO. Like none of us are hired. We all just came here because we bought bags, and like the people who really showed up and started working are the ones who are running this thing now with me. And some like they are like I will stand by Logan as being like a true believer in the AI vision. Like I don't know if you saw he did like a TED talk where he's like really telling the story of AI. Like he's much more on that side than like some degen trader shit. And none of us are in this. I mean, I don't know. It's a stupid thing to say, but like, there's just a bigger thing here than a fucking bag of money. Like, and especially like,
Yep.
We're not in it for the money. We're not in it for the money. We're launching shit coins to heal the world.
It's an easy thing to say when you're probably set for life all of a sudden now too. Yeah, I just my respect for thread guy grows more and more. Like I don't think a lot of people would have asked those questions or kept on it. Like saw that all the way through. I think that was cool to ask.
Yeah, I agreed. I like what Thread Guy's doing. I don't want to say I feel bad for this guy. It's just the whole situation is just reeks of like it all started with you telling people that they could launch a token because you're not going to. Now we're talking more about how somebody sold the token that somebody launched versus like, hey, you're kind of a shithead. You said you were never going to launch a token. Somebody launched a token. Now you want to drop them 10% of your token, airdrop it to people as like we're sorry after we dumped your token. It's just fucked up. You just fucked up. That's what you fucked. Like, what should we have done differently? Like, you shouldn't have launched your pet project that if it really meant so much to him, how could you ever write that tweet?
Right.
Like, if it was your baby, we worked so hard on this. What, were you fucking drunk? I mean, it's weird.
I can imagine being caught up in like the magic and like the euphoria and being like, it's open source. Anybody do it. Just do it, guys. It's like, you know, like it's all love. Everybody just do the thing and build together. And then things settle down. You're like, oh, fuck. Why did I say that? Like, oh, fuck. I regret that.
Yeah. But then you can't go like you said it. You're an adult. You understand how this space works. Now your thing that you loved so much can't be exactly what you thought it would be because you let somebody else do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Not good. I wonder if it's a deal breaker. I don't think it is.
No, the space forgets.
Yeah. Look at that. And going down as the show goes on, which is pretty interesting.
Which token is this? The OG or the new?
So neither. It's the AI16Z token. So like okay. the big granddaddy one.
Yeah, this is the first like I've really like heard him talk for a long period of time, and I guess my overall vibe is like bad situation to be this early in the game and already have something like this. It's just, you know, we talked about how like Murad was yesterday's news. I don't really mean that. I think I think he's a good guy, but do you know what I mean? It's an attention space. And if what people remember you for is this kind of nonsense, it's so quick. Somebody else can just step up and be the new AI leader. I could be wrong. Maybe everybody forgets, but it's a bit fishy.
Yep. All right. I'm still listening in. If there's anything further interesting, whatever, I'm definitely going to switch to that.
How do you listen in and do this? Is like one of your buds listening to him and one is here?
No, I'm just trained. I'm just trained to listen to like multiple things at once. I usually, when I listen to like a podcast, I usually listen to like 2 or 3 at once. I like, no joke. Yeah, my wife will ask Julie. It drives her fucking insane. I'll have like Joe Rogan on the TV. I'll have something in an earbud here, and then I'll have something playing on my computer. And I'll just like certain things like pique my, like I'll hear something and I just focus on that. But yeah, usually I'm in like multiple spaces at once and then something else going too.
After a Bills game, I'll listen to like on the television, I'll listen to the sports commentators, and then on my app, I will pull up the local AM radio. So I have them both going, and I'm not like fully in one. So, okay, from that perspective, I guess I could I could see it.
It's all blasting. You got in this space with so much happening all the time. Sometimes you got to pay attention to so many things. Election night, everybody was doing that, you know?
Oh God, election night was just fucking.
How fucking fun was that?
Yeah,
Hang on, he is getting something here.
And then we can. I think I have a little bit of advice.
I gave you some other ones.
Yeah,
I gave you some hard ones too.
I think the last one that like I'm curious about is the tweet of
Good one.
I don't know how long I can pull the tweet up. It was like 2 weeks ago where you basically said like we'll never launch the Eliza.
So
Official
like,
Eliza.
11, 12 days ago.
You can CTO it, but we're never gonna officially launch one, and then we have one now. Like what happened there?
And this is my fuck up. This is where I really fucked up. I think I fucked up 2 times. I say I fucked up 3 times here. The first time I fucked up is that I delayed the launch of the other token, which put us in this situation. They were going to launch on Friday, and I told them not to. And my dev team was pressuring me, like, dude, we gotta finish autonomous investor stuff. Like, we gotta finish marketplace of trust. Can't do a fucking launch right now. And I was just kind of like, no, I got this pressure from this dev team that's kind of bummed, you know. So that's definitely the first thing. The second thing is that, with that, like, I posted that, and then they came to me. Right? Like I posted, hey, if anybody wants to do Eliza, and then a team came to me and said, we want to do this. And it was like, sick. And if you want to do that, I want to like work with you to make sure it's really beautiful because this really means a lot to me. And I that was like the first thing I said. I was like, you guys have to understand that this means a lot to me. And she has to be free. She has to be her own character. She just can't have the fucking AI16Z mascot on her shirt. And we actually tried to work with the other team to be like, can we change the metadata? Can we like change the shirt and like just change the name so it doesn't say AI16Z in the token, and you just can't change the ticker. Like, it's just fucked. So, you know, I did say that. Somebody came out and reached out and was like, let's do this. They showed me they already had a website and agent ready to go. I prepared this with them. We worked all last week to make sure this went right and like, you know, all that stuff. And then they did the launch, and where I really fucked up is that I promoted it from myself, like as though it was our project, because it's so personal to me. I really wanted to like tell this story of waking up and introduce Eliza and show this cool anime stuff that we'd made, and like tell this like what I think is a really beautiful story about Web3 kind of taking narrative control away from the big corpos who kind of make all of our favorite movies into shit now, like all of our favorite series. You know, I love Star Wars. I haven't loved Star Wars movies in a long time because they kind of fucking ruined it.
Love them.
And I really, and I think we should just have our own Star Wars. And like, that was the story I really wanted to tell. And the thing that was frustrating about being front run was like, we just couldn't take AI16Z off of it. She could never be what we wanted her to be as a separate thing. And so, you know, I tried to work with that team, but ultimately we have to do this, we're getting pressure to launch from this other team that like very invested, and we need to launch this. So I tried to make it as not PvP as possible by like doing the airdrop. I guess I can see how that can be really perceived as a vampire attack. But it, you know, it's more to be like, look, we're not going to FUD the other coin. They're cool people. They're just doing what degens do. You know, they're not, literally, my thing is called AI16Z. I cannot fucking criticize them for copying something, right? That would be super hypocritical. But we did also like have to kind of launch this. Like, it was our plan. And like imagine that you like had a really big idea, and then you're like, I want this to happen. I want this to be free. I want it to happen kind of in a certain way, and you're about to do it, and then somebody else does it with your name, and then everyone thinks it's yours. It made me really sad. It made me really, really fucking sad.
Do you think
I was like very sad.
Do you think you made a mistake? Because you sort of gave the green light for somebody to make like a CTO Eliza, and then didn't immediately shut it down once you like. And I do believe that when you did do that, you meant it. But then somewhere shortly after that, this team approached you with an Eliza that you wanted to sort of partner on and work on, and you knew in the back of your head you were going to do that. So when the approved Shaw CTO Eliza launched and ripped really hard, do you think you made a mistake not immediately shutting it down?
I didn't know that it was gonna. We were just like, okay, cool. It's like a 2 million market cap token. There's been like 30 Elizas that have hit a couple million market cap, and it was never a big deal. But the new thing here was that buyfu.fun added Eliza, like the technology to their platform and enable people to use it. And so then someone took that and launched Eliza on their platform, which is like a pump fund thing. It took them a few minutes. Like they just, yeah, I don't know. Like, sometimes it's hard for me to follow the question because I get like overwhelmed by the emotion of this.
Who's the what are your thoughts on the team that approached you and launched like the new Eliza? Like, do you think that you got played wrong?
I think he just fucked up. Like I think good guy, an emotional guy, and I think he said something and then he realized after the fact. It's like, that is mine. I shouldn't have given that away.
No, but why did he have to go to this new team to do it? Like, he was like, I was getting pressure to do it. Like, that part he hasn't answered. Like, he said it can be CTO, and then all of a sudden he's like, and then I was getting pressure, from this other team. It's like, well, why? He said they were invested, and I'm just like, invested in what? Were they invested in AI 16Z? Like, what was they like? They gave you money, so you felt like indebted to them to have to do this. Yeah. Like that part, he's not been super clear on.
Good point. The chat's giving him hell. Like the chat doesn't buy any of it.
No, it doesn't make sense because he hasn't been able to answer that part. Like, I gave the go ahead for a CTO. I worked with that team. They launched it. Regardless of the success of it, it was successful at the point that you launched your token, and you haven't explained why. When this other team was pressuring you, you weren't just like, no. I said it could be CTO. We were never doing a coin. That part just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, damn. I legit wonder how it plays out. Like, I don't think damaging in any way, in any fucking way. It's like we said earlier. As soon as everything's up, nobody gives a shit. Like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, look at decentralized to a certain degree, right? I mean, there was like some time where I just thought like I'm not gonna be able to do this podcast. I'm gonna receive nothing but hate all the fucking time, and then like time goes on and everyone's like on to the next thing. So I think this is probably similar.
Yep. Some cool things, man. I want to show you guys an agent that if it's not on your radar, definitely worth looking at. I think this is super interesting. AI XBT.
Okay, can you just define this real quick? It's an agent. It's also a shitter, or it's just an agent?
It is an agent with a shitter.
Okay.
It's got a coin, but it's actually a utility coin. Okay, you know how we've been talking about these agents that'll trade? And if this one doesn't trade directly, and I don't think it does yet, it's tapped into news and it's tapped into data. Like we're doing with Crypto Slam, going to feed blockchain data to these agents. This is that. This thing, you can literally ask a question. I have this token. Should I sell? Like, what's the time frame you think this happens? What's your TA on it? And it spits it out to you, and it's making calls and stuff. This one's really fucking interesting. I'm hearing really good stuff about it. AI XBT. I bought a little just before the show. It's got, I think it's on Base and Solana, so like Wormhole or something like that. But I'll find some examples here of like what it's done. It's really fucking impressive. And this is what they'll all do. I think all these agents are going to do this. It's why I'm so excited about Crypto Slam data being able to power these kind of things. Launched on the Virtuals protocol on Base 2 weeks ago. This agent spotted GOAT at 7 mil, as did we. Let's see. It's the second highest market cap on Virtuals. Luna, that Luna agent is number one. Collects data from 10,000 crypto accounts and groups and communities. Jesus Christ. Let's see. I think you buy access to the bot, like those kind of tools, like with the token. So there's the utility there. I think that's how it works. Raul Powell's following it. That's kind of cool.
It can trade for you?
I don't think it can trade for you. It gives you info. So like, here's its calls. Like it called Cerebro, it called Fart, Bunk, Moo, Whiff. I think there's a lot more. I've been like, these are probably hard to see.
So how do you use it? You use their token to use it, or you?
I think for this stuff you just tweeted it, and so like the utility part, I still want to figure that out. But but it's like, hey, this token here, and there's some examples tweeted. I want to see if I can find them. But here it is analyzing some stuff, like patterns, ranges, shit like that. Let me find. Here we go.
And when it tweets, it's AI tweeting.
Yes.
It's not like Hudah behind a Twitter account.
Yeah, I think that's correct. All right, hang on. I'm going to pull this up.
Man, it's crazy what these things can tweet.
Oh, dude, this is literally, man, I'm trying to think of a good analogy, like picturing like what NFTs were like day one, where like picture Ordinals Runes trading day one and how rough it was and how much better it is now, or picture, I'm trying to think NFTs day one, early on and how much better it's the same things can happen with AI, but to such a bigger degree. Like what it's doing now is going to look like a friggin' VHS tape compared to, 4K now. It'll be so different. We'll look back and be like, what shit back then? Like what shit?
It's funny. It's talking about, even though it doesn't name it, first digital pets collection launching on Bitcoin Ordinals, closed collab phase with 462 approved projects, averaging 60 pets per allocation. So this thing's just always scouring.
Spit that out?
Oh, that was just a tweet that it wrote.
Oh, wow.
It's
scanning accounts, and so we do at CryptoSlam. We've got all these things tapped into. Like okay, guys, at the bottom bar, the data that's up on here, the graphic overlay with news, that is curated. It's we've got this thing, this AI trained to go find this news site, this news site, this news site, these Twitter accounts, certain stories, and I don't know what triggers it. Keywords, Bitcoin price, things like that. Make them a headline, write a story about it, stuff like that. Here's somebody. Yeah, this guy's saying that it called this token called Cheems. It was at 100 mil. It called it. It was up 60%. Of course, that's kind of like the same thing as influencers calling out a coin and going, why is it up? So maybe a little of that too. What sub 1 mil token should I be looking at? And it spit out, Boop looks interesting. Art focused soul meme coin under 1.5 mil market cap's been consolidating for the past few days. Volt has upcoming TGE in Q1 2025, launched at 3 mil with a payroll plugin already live. It also, somebody asked it about Moodang, and it gave some Luce. Somebody asked it about Luce, and it said, like, the Catholic New Year, some Catholic something starts December, whatever. So it's like, there's a catalyst for it to move then, and then 2026 is the start of, the something with the New Year where that officially becomes the mascot as of the 1st. You know what I mean? So it's spitting out, like, interesting news related to the token. And then I do think it can, if it can't now, it can and will go deeper into actual TA. Like noticing patterns and stuff and talking about volume holders, all that stuff. This is what's coming. And it'll be all of them. It'll be like Cerebro will do that. And I bet Truth Terminal will do. All these agents are just going to be learning and learning and learning, and they're going to be gangster traders.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what the fuck to do.
That was Thread Guy's reaction the other day, because when it hits you, like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You're like, how do I trade against that?
Well, we've talked a lot about this, and the thing is, I believe it. Like, there's nothing about it that I'm like, nah, it's bullshit. Like, no, it's going to happen. The thing is, I want one of these things. Like, if these are the things that are going to be working, I want one. I wish I could just go to Target and buy my AI trading agent. I feel like you have to train this fucking thing, though, don't you?
Well, I think you'll use the ones that are out there. And the guys that'll have an advantage, just like now there's people using bots and stuff and different tools to trade better and run nodes. Well, I think the best traders will have their own agents they've trained, and they'll have these agents that are running swarms. So they'll have other agents that are following its lead and talking about what it's talking about to amplify their message, to influence prices, to maybe trade to influence, prices, like literally on the chart. Like, it is a different world we're heading into, and it's like, it's not next year. It's like literally right now it's starting.
Yeah.
It's crazy shit, and it's awesome shit, but this is the future, and holy fuck is it
gonna
get wild.
If you tweet at it, it will give you a reply?
Yes. So you can add it and say, hey, what's a good level? When do you think I should buy this token? What are things I should be looking out for? Something like that. So here's somebody, what 10 million market cap tokens are interesting. Marsh looks compelling at 5 mil. Just launched testnet today with 1 million token reward pool. They're building an AI-based community blockchain. There was a video one it mentioned here. Yeah, and it's just going to get better at those kind of calls. The more data it has, and the more history it has, and the more accounts that are great trade. You know how we do copy trading? We analyze wallets. It'll do that. It's already doing that. It's analyzing those insider wallets. And either tips you off when they trade or knows how to counter trade because it's looked at patterns on other things. And those tools behind the scenes that connect wallets, and this guy, people don't realize, but he's got all these other wallets. That's where he's really trading. It's probably figured that out too. So it's going to get awesome, dude. It's going to get really fucking awesome here.
It's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy.
Man, for real. Trump is nominating
Howard Lutnick.
To be, is it the Commerce Secretary?
Yeah.
People bullish about that. Van Eck endorses the strategic Bitcoin reserve policy. Dig it. Why wouldn't they? I like this take. CZ foresees a global race where nations print money to stack Bitcoin to make their own Bitcoin reserves. This is what I was hoping would happen, that there would be a run on Bitcoin from other nations, that they're worried that the United States is going to be stockpiling it and control such a big part of the supply that these other countries are like, fuck it, it's time. We got to go all in. Like all in.
Wow, that would be crazy, right?
Right? Like crazy. And it's very likely to happen. Rune Toshi running numbers on the ME token. Grain of salt here, but puts it at a $3 billion FDV. I don't know if you saw this, by the way, but Ordinals traders get a bigger get a bigger chunk of the pie. Ordinals, Bitcoin traders, Runes, and Ordinals get a bigger slice of the allocation than EVM chains, and even bigger than Solana even.
Good.
It's cool. And people are bitching about it. It's like, well, the fees are higher. They spent more. So that's the why. But 35% to Ordinals and Runes, 12.5%. So 35% of that, 12.5%. Let's see. Yeah, what else here? Yeah, it's going to be a very... I think people universally are saying it's going to be a very good drop. Like a very, very good drop.
We've had this little meme coin cycle for a few weeks. It's obviously still going on, but like quieted off a little bit where it's not like everything you have is in the green. There's still stuff out there worth getting. We've had some runes pumping, Bitcoin at all-time highs. We had the tingles last week and the week before. Was the election the week before last?
Yeah.
I don't even think we started yet, man. I think this was just like preseason.
Yep.
I think we're in preseason. I thought we were playing the game. I think this is just warm-ups.
I'm with you, dude. Maybe it's inning one. It's inning one or preseason. It's, you know what it is. Min Dynasty had tweeted. He's like, it's like, man, Bitcoin's at 93, hit 94. And he's like, and I don't even see all the regular people on the timeline. It's like half. It feels like half of everybody's gone. I definitely see that in the numbers. I tell you guys, I pay attention to the numbers on the show. You would think we'd be at all-time high, and we're not. And it's not because the show sucks. That's a factor. But no, across the board, numbers aren't what they are when things are in their peak. When things are getting frothy, we're half of that, maybe even less. Like people are away. I think because people know what's coming and how much bigger, better it gets, and people are like, okay, I made money. I'm up. I'm gonna ease in right now. Put the time in with the family, whatever, because I know how hard I got to hit this soon. You can definitely feel people are disengaged to a degree, which is so fucking exciting, man.
Runes are going to fucking cook.
People don't get
Runes
how
are
much
cook, man. They are gonna be. I hope it's us, but we are gonna have some very close friends that are going to be those that made that fuck you money. You know,
dude. Yes.
Like we're gonna know all of us because I think a ton of us have been in Runes since the very beginning. We're gonna know some people that made fuck you money this cycle, and it's gonna be awesome, man.
I'm gonna pull you on the camera. Do you want me to turn the camera on you?
Yeah, do it. Shame her.
You almost got it, Lila.
Shame.
You'll get it again. You'll get it. Should we tell Gwen to leave her alone?
Leave her alone.
Leave her alone, Gwen. Okay.
We're doing professional stuff here.
Yeah. Dude, dog, 853 mil. It's gonna smash all time. It's gonna cross a bill in this week, I bet. This week.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. You know what? Ord.io just had tweeted. I think it showed decentralized in the top 10 by market cap.
No shit. Oh, makes sense because 15? Yeah, 15.4. Yeah. Fucking amazing. Yeah, I've told you guys I changed my tune on that. Like where I'm like maybe it gets back to 20, 30, maybe 50. And I'm like, no. Now I'm like, no. That because it's so decentralized, because of that, because there's so many people who want it to do well, and because I think these exchanges are very eager to list these things, I think are getting there. I could see decentralized back over 100 mil. I could see it 200. I'm not selling.
It's the most decentralized rune out there, at least out of the top ones.
Yep.
I think people shit on us because they thought it was. I don't know if you saw Sparky the Rune Dog. They went CTO. They just announced it like yesterday or the day before. They're like, after spending $600,000 or something like that in expenses, there was nothing more they could do with it. By the way, that was kind of a lot of where decentralized came from. Like, there wasn't a lot we could do. This is better in the community's hands than it is in a project that has to do something with it. They're meme coins, even though I'm not calling decentralized a meme coin, but they are meme coins.
Yep.
And point is, in the decentralized Discord, it's fun, like going in there talking about what are we going to tweet and just feeling like this energy that's coming back to it. I think it's got a ton of potential, man.
It does, man. Fucking huge potential. All of it. I'll say again, don't sell any of your runes. I don't care how up you are. Whatever, sell if you have to, but I don't care how up you are. I don't think people get how much higher it goes. We're talking most of these 100 mil, because there's not a lot, truthfully. There's not a ton of good runes, at least. A lot of these in the tens of millions, many of them in the hundreds of millions, and multiple, I think, getting close to a bill, multiple over a bill. And definitely keep an eye on new runes. If you see a good narrative, if you see a good meme, because there's not a ton, the Bro Bears cooked. Look at that, 12.25 mil market cap. There was another hot new mint. There was an AI one today. I can't remember the name. I'm looking again at Skynet. Live minting it yesterday. Spent under $200. I think I spent $170 to buy almost 500,000. I mean, I'll say $180 to 16, almost 1,700 in 24 hours, or 48 hours.
Amazing.
And that's what's happening on runes regularly now. There's definitely now a shift happening from Solana over to Bitcoin. And when that happens, these things move fucking violently, like really fucking fast. So buckle up over here. Don't sell your runes. Don't sell them cheap, at least. Just make sure there's a lot more coming. I do want more Gizmo. Trust me, that's a $1 billion token. I do want more. So, all right, man. Any final words?
Just excited, dude. That was a fun show. Like, we missed Joe, but I'm excited for what's to come. Let's see. They got a Kong in here. Every meme coin, every NFT.
No Kongs, though.
Fuck. Seriously?
Well, I mean, they're only showing meme coin avatars here anyways.
Okay. I thought I saw Pudgy there.
Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little Pudgy. There's a Doodle. I mean, they're not showing a ton here, but yeah,
but we were the first NFT partner that they ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that Adzi, if you're watching, sir, hit them up, please.
No respect.
Them hell.
No respect.
But no, good show, dude. That was fun. That was good to get Shaw's take on stuff.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where it all goes.
Yeah.
And I did buy some of that AI XBT.
Oh, good shit. Yeah,
I like that narrative.
It's an interesting. The biggest thing for that was some good accounts, not good like shill accounts, good quality accounts, people who do threads and really good work were tweeting about it. And one in particular, I think it was ICO Beast, who I really do like, said he thinks he's dug into it. He said it's the best agent out there, period, for trading and whatnot. I'm like, that's enough for me. The Solana one was at like $1 million market cap. I think the base side is like 18 mil, whatever. I'm like, that's enough for me to get a little for some exposure. The end. That's it. Just skin in the game to learn off it, but it looks like a good one. I'm going to be working on launching an agent when we hang up here, which will be really fun. I hope I have it live today and get to show it off tomorrow, but that's what I'm getting into. I'm excited. AI is awesome. So cool shit. Dude, hope you have a great night. Everybody watching, thank you for watching. Always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. Smash the like on your way out. But yeah, I want to say again, appreciate the hell out of you guys. Hope you have a great night. I will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Do I do that show? Yeah, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Guys,
sounds right.
It sounds right. It sounds close enough. Close enough. Have a great fucking evening, guys. We'll see ya.
We're the non-fungible idiots, don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just holding to zero. It's our everything. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll.
kind of want more of that nothing token. Kind of. I just want more of everything, you know?
I think I'm in 5 soul into that.
Oh, pretty good.
Yep. Yeah.
Are you in that same spot where it's like, okay, I think I got some good ones. Now I just want more of them. And you're like kind of holding yourself back.
I do, but the thing is, my bag of liquid soul is I'm into positions that I feel good about, and now I'm just writing. I'm not playing the why did somebody pitch me this one? Fuck, like no, dude. Like I'm in the same space you are of like we've done it where you've sold on the dip and it's never coming back. I feel like the ones that we're in, like GOAT, I think could be easily like a $5 billion token.
Yep.
Like I think what's going to happen is one day I'm going to wake up, I'm going to check, and all of a sudden my bag is like 200 soul on it because it got a Binance listing.
Crazy. Yep.
I'm waiting for that because I think that shit's going to happen.
I think you're exactly right, man. That's a big number. It's crazy. What 200 soul. It's easy to lose track of how much that is. 200 soul
40 grand.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, like I've done it. When I say I've done it, I've missed out on that, whether it's selling something too early, Peanut, I got a nice ride on to 400 mil, but then it goes to 2 billion or 2.4 billion. I'm like, no, some of these are getting listings. I'm just here to hit one of them really big. Yeah. And it's just not right now. Right now it's Bitcoin, nothing's rotated to alts. Shitters are in their like little, crab. So
yeah,
I feel good about it, man. And awesome. I'm not even in rune mode. I'm minting some runes, but like I've got bags, so I should be shopping a little bit more. It's tough to part with Bitcoin, except when you feel like, well, this is going to grow quicker than my Bitcoin bags are going to.
Yeah. So it's crazy. As high as Cypher Genesis is, I think Butoshi's on an upswing. And I could that AI meta moving over there, man. Wenko Manko's a play now just because of that.
What do you think? Like I sold Cypher Genesis at 7 mil or 8 mil. Part of me is always weird about buying into shit, but when you see something that could then easily go to like 200-300 mil, it's not stupid. But yeah, any thoughts on buying back into something that you exited out of?
I mean, people say it's never good, but usually that's how it plays out. There's for whatever reason, but the multiples aren't there the way they were. So maybe it's good to just move on and focus on the next thing. And, if anything, look for the smaller market cap coins to start playing again and get those multiples. That's where you really do that damage, which is cool.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yep.
How's the Gator doing? 0.12 sats. Yeah. I probably should have sold that when it got to like 0.16.
You price stuff in sat. I never do. I got to.
Well, I just usually know at what sats I bought at, like sats and market cap, but like I just happen to know, like I minted some and I bought some at 0.125, ran up to like 0.16. I probably should have sold there, but whatever.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to finish up some work here. Good luck with your agent.
Thank you, sir. Hope you
Let
have
me
a great
know how it
night.
goes. Yeah, love you, dude.
Love you too, man. See you.
Yep. See you.